Hey, Joby.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while for all of us.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth? I'm getting pretty tired of it too.
Yeah, the Zoom calls, they're very tiring.
They are.
And being cooped up at home.
Not half as effective.
Yeah.
Jovi, one thing I should let you know, I'm not sure if I did earlier, is that there is now a 5 p.m. meeting, so you will have to end pretty promptly at 5 for that to switch.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. So I didn't get too many responses for this meeting. A few more people did accept the meeting invitation. So I don't know if we should give it a few minutes or. Oh, that's Katie.
So I'm just looking now. You just sent something out and you updated the list, and I'm trying to look at that. Hold on.
I could also share my screen.
Oh, that's good.
That would be good.
Because I'm trying to look at it on my phone rather than, because I'm using my computer.
Yeah, I actually have it. So what I sent you is a PDF, but I also have it as a Google spreadsheet, and I will share that.
Good.
Okay. Do you see that?
Yep.
Yep, that's perfect.
Excellent.
So let me just select all. Okay, so this is just to sort of reiterate the what I said in my email is I went through the SurveyMonkey results, and there were only 5 people who had filled it out. And so I went through this list and I chose to either keep a bill or discard a bill, basically based on those SurveyMonkey results. Since then, I've spoken to one more legislator who wasn't able to fill out the survey in time, so they gave me their sort of votes over the phone, and that did change things a little bit. And so what I've highlighted here are 3 bills that I've changed from discard to keep based on that conversation. What I'm wondering from you is just what your thoughts are on which ones are listed as keep and which ones are listed as discard. Would it be helpful if we went through sort of the list of keeps or the whole list so you can see every bill and where they are, where they stand at this point?
So Joby, are the
Go ahead.
keeps
Sorry, Penny.
the serious keeps are the ones in yellow, or all the ones that say the word keep?
All the ones that say the word keep. The ones in yellow are just the new ones, the ones that changed since this morning.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I actually didn't have a problem with any of the ones the way you had them before, so I thought that was pretty reasonable.
Okay. Great. I'm hoping that's what everyone who's not on this call feels, because I want this to be representative of what the full subcommittee thinks, but hopefully that's the case.
Well, I think you would have heard from people, and you only heard from Eloise, and that was about a bill of hers that she thinks that, I'm sorry, but I understand why she advocated for it, but.
Yeah, and she did provide me with some resources that sort of back up the how savings is related to the racial wealth gap.
Right.
So I thought at this phase, since this is like the very first cut, we might as well, if anyone on the subcommittee feels strongly about a bill, we might as well keep it in at this point, because it has to go through 2 more phases after this. And there's just going to be more information with each phase.
For me, when I went through it, some would have absolutely no difference, but others, it would really matter how it was implemented. So it
Yeah.
seemed tricky just on the surface, and so I wound up reading people's testimony to find more what they hoped the intent was. But it didn't really give me any insight into how it would get implemented and how it would be disseminated. And I mean, I felt I only had a little bit of the information, and it was really more the topic.
Yeah.
But
Well, I guess the way that I looked at it was that we were the initial screeners. And so we needed to just, I guess I thought that if a bill had already been killed, then it should stay killed.
okay,
You know, I mean, that, and so I kind of was pretty brutal, I think, in the way that you know, and what were the best and the ones that I thought
sure.
captured what we were trying to do.
Well, and I felt I was kind of brutal too. Yep.
Well, I think we need to be now.
Yeah. And I appreciate it because we have 17 bills on our list, and I've only heard a little bit from other subcommittees, and they have, it sounds like they're in the 30s.
You're
Oh.
kidding.
Yeah.
No way. No way.
I don't know how all the assessments are going to get done on all of those bills. But to your point, Representative Beebe Center, I had the same thought about a lot depends on the implementation, and I thought the next phase where we're answering those questions in more detail, that's the assessment phase.
Yeah.
We could really flag stuff like that. Like we could say, this will only have an impact if it's implemented well, and that's not, there's no evidence within the testimony or in the way the bill's structured that that'll happen.
Okay.
And you know, I think that kind of note in an assessment should inform the final decision.
Okay, that sounds good, Joby.
And so I mean, I'm just available for anything you want to discuss. I mean, I would like to take a few minutes to talk about the remaining steps for us as a subcommittee.
Okay.
So you're ready for that. Okay, so unless I hear from anyone else before 5, I'm pretty much going to turn in this list of 17. And then my understanding is that staff, including some combination of Reggie Parsons and Megan Rochello and Isabel Mullen and all those folks who were copied on the email, are going to take the results of all 7 subcommittees, and they're going to give us like a master list of all the bills that were identified as keep and all the bills that were identified as discarded.
Okay.
And that they're going to share that information with all of us, the full committee. And we then have the opportunity to look at the discarded list and say, and flag some, like, let's say there's 2 or 3 bills that we really care about, we really think it'll have an impact. We can flag them and ask them to be reconsidered. And I believe that has to happen tomorrow, because the idea is that any bills from our list, this list of 65 that get flagged by anyone else, it'll be on us to then convene somehow as a subcommittee. I mean, this is our first meeting, and there's clearly most people weren't able to make it. So maybe I'll think of a way for us to do this over email, maybe an opt-out situation. But I think that by the end of the day on Friday, we need to sort of make a decision on all of the bills that were flagged for reconsideration that fall within our list. Representative, I have to apologize. I'm not Fluker. Okay, I know I heard your name, but the spelling always trips me out. As someone with a long last name, I know what that's like. Welcome to the call. I just wanted to let you know that we're pretty much open for any thoughts you have at this point. Do you have any initial thoughts about about the list that I shared with everyone?
It looks good. Are we supposed to get it down to a certain number?
We're actually not. It's totally up to us. Right now, we're at 17 and we can stick with 17.
Great.
We could also go more. If there are any bills that you see listed as discarded that you think should really.
No, I didn't have that feeling. It looks like a good list to me. Maybe for me, I was being pretty strict when I went through.
We could. Yeah, and I appreciate that. I was just saying that some of the other committees I heard have about 30 bills on their list.
Oh, okay. Great. And then I'm also running out to go do doors. So I'll only be here for a moment or two.
Okay, well, I'll just continue then. I was going through the next steps in the process.
Great.
And so tomorrow, all of us are going to have the opportunity to ask for bills to be reconsidered, because we're going to get a list of what all of the different subcommittees decided. And so if there's a bill we care about, we can ask for that bill to be reconsidered. And then any of those bills that fall within our list here, our subcommittee will need to make the decision of whether or not to reconsider those bills. And so I think that will need to happen by the end of this week. I think I will schedule another meeting just to give people an opportunity to discuss things, but I'll also try to make it so that things can be done over email, because clearly everyone's busy and it's hard to get on meetings at such short notice. So that's one task, is for us to decide on reconsidered bills. And then the bigger job is doing an assessment, that one-page assessment. Does everyone know what I'm talking about? It was in that sort of process packet. Let me see, I will pull that up.
Do we have this file, Joby?
Which one is that? The one that I'm sharing?
Yeah, the one you're showing. Do we have that file?
That's what I just emailed to you in a PDF
Okay.
format. It's the same
Perfect.
thing.
Thanks.
And I'm going to share this other document now, which you should have, but if you don't, I'll email it. This is the sort of the document that's the overall process. And on page, I believe, 8 is the one-page assessment tool. And so between Friday and the 22nd, all the subcommittees are supposed to take their list of bills that still remain and perform this assessment for each bill. And so that's a good chunk of work.
Yeah, it is.
I think there's a lot of questions about how it's supposed to get done. But what I'm thinking right now is, and I'm open to your thoughts and suggestions, is that I will email the group a spreadsheet with all of the bills that are left in our subcommittee's purview on our keep list, essentially. Or maybe this will be a Google spreadsheet, whatever is easiest for everyone. Basically, I want to give people the opportunity to sign up for any bills that they feel motivated to do an assessment for. I will sign up to do several, because I know I feel motivated, and you know, I work with a policy team. I have some colleagues who can help me. So I'll definitely try to take a handful myself. And hopefully some legislators on the subcommittee will also take some bills. And I personally feel like if there are bills on the list where there isn't anyone has claimed responsibility to do an assessment, I think that kind of speaks for itself, and that maybe means that we're not prioritizing those bills. And it just feels realistic to me that, you know, we're all very busy. This is a lot of work, almost entirely going to need to happen over the weekend for some of us. That just in itself will serve as sort of another round of narrowing our list down. And I'm seeing some head nodding, but if Representative Beebe Center, does that sound okay to you?
Yeah, it sounds reasonable.
Okay. So, and then I think I'll schedule another meeting probably for the 21st, just so we have an opportunity to sort of talk through any remaining issues people have. I think, and I'll confirm this, I think by the 22nd, we're supposed to, based on the assessments, come down with an even narrower list, after looking at the assessments. And then on the 22nd or the 24th, depending on when our subcommittee is up, we'll have full committee meetings those days, and we will sort of present our final list. And that's kind of the process in a nutshell of what's left.
Sounds good to me.
That
Right.
sounds great.
It's sort of like building the plane while flying, but
Yeah.
I appreciate everyone's willingness to roll with the punches, given the quick turnaround. All right. Well, if there isn't anything else, I think I'll just go ahead and start typing all that up in an email so everyone can be ready for the next steps.
Okay, thank you.
Joby, thank you.
Yeah, thank
for
you.
the work.
Thank you all for making it on.
Happy door to door, Bill.
Thank you, guys.
Can't believe you're going door to door.
Oh, I can't either.
Around here, you know what? There was somebody doing some door to door in Sanford, and they got reported on Facebook, and they called the police because they didn't want them coming around to their houses. So I don't know how your
Oh,
area
really?
is, but
Yeah,
let me tell you,
no.
around here, they were like, nobody, they don't want anybody
Yeah.
coming to their houses.
Yeah,
So good luck.
yeah, we're all pretty conservative around here. We're doing our best.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
Thanks all. Take care.